I mean, same intro, same shit, but I kind of just want to jump right into it. I don't think the independent creators that are doing things for Marvel and DC, essentially doing their job, I don't think they're getting talked about enough. The internet, I don't think is doing their job or doing its job by getting their names out there. Um, so yeah, I might have just jump right into it. So when it comes to the independent creators of like the fan creators of Marvel and DC doing these fan films, they're the unsung heroes of the community, and in my opinion, again, they're not talked about enough. So here today, we're going to talk about them. We're going to discuss a couple channels and one video from each, because me personally, like both of them have given me a video. Like I have a video favorite video of both with both of them, where I've actually really came to the conclusion that they had real good creative thinking in in the process of making these projects. So the one I want to get into today, just real quick, and it's very fun, is the Bat and the Sun. So if you don't know who this is, these people, this channel essentially does Batman versus videos, but it's not animation, it's live action. So they have an actor, they have a bat suit, excuse me, they have everything for them, right? So I'm not saying everything, but like they have just about everything. And the production for them is pretty great. So when it comes down to that, they do things very outlandish. Batman versus Wolverine, if I'm not mistaken. If it wasn't that, it was somebody else versus Wolverine. But they did that. But one of my favorites was Batman versus Darth Vader. And yeah, it sounds absurd, sounds ridiculous because it is. But it's fun. It's something that you would want to see at some degree, in my opinion. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you're a fan of Batman. There's no way, like, I mean, unless you're not that big into versus battles, then that this might not be your cup of tea. But if you do want to see a crossover, you know what I mean? This is where it's at. Now, here's one thing I will say. From every video I've seen of Bat in the Sun, um, I think Batman, like every versus video I've seen of Batman, I think he's always won, but it's never in the case of like very out of character for him. It was like he either outsmarted them, survived them, or he won, right? But most cases, it's the other two, surviving or outsmarting them. And he did that with Darth Vader. That's essentially the best way of describing Batman's encounters. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like it's one thing when you got some fucking fan talking about oh, he can do this because he's this, because of that, this, that, and the third. You know, this is why the versus battles with Batman never work, because it's been damaged by the community. But we're not really going to talk about the versus battles. I'm here to talk about Bat and the Sun and the great work they did with the fucking production of not only just Batman versus Darth Vader, but pretty much every other Batman project they've done. Yeah. So, again, unsung heroes, unsung heroes. Their songs are not sung enough. They need to be sung more because the way that they did that, it wasn't just no hand wave shit like written off like some guy playing toys in the box. Nah, it wasn't like that. It was very strategic and compared to like the other versus battles you see online. You know what I mean? And it's a lot more sophisticated, a lot more sophisticated, a lot more digestible. Again, Bat and the Sun, Batman versus Darth Vader. Go ahead and check them out on YouTube. Hell, on the internet. Anyways, on to the next. This one, this one's definitely a lot more sophisticated. I don't know why I'm using that word again, but it's a lot more sophisticated compared to Batman. Did it again to Batman's Son, because these guys, they do documentary shit, documentary style films on not only Batman but Gotham and Arkham Asylum. And this channel is called the Bat Feed. Now, these guys been doing their thing for a little while, and they do these fan films that are in the style of a documentary. Okay, and it's done as if it's supposed to be real. So it's not necessarily footage documentary and then there's the people getting interviewed with the camera in front of them. No, it's just some guy narrating. You see pictures go along. That's really about it. And I mean, it sounds as simple as it is, but let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a documentary on Batman? Like not a meet Batman documentary like DC does every now and then on YouTube. I'm talking about, have you seen a documentary on Batman? Right. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like you've never seen that. You've never seen that in the, not in the style of paranormal activity, but like in the style of some investigative shit. Like this shit makes you feel like you're investigating Batman. Like you're investigating Gotham and what the fuck is going on. Like some shit just landed on your lap. You know what I mean? You came across some old shit. Like that's what that feels. Feels like. So like I said, that's why I wanted to bring that up. And of course I can bring up others like Siltrix from the analog horror that does the analog horror. But his channel is, I don't know what's going on with that. I can't find it. It used to be up a year ago, but it's not no more. I'm not sure what happened to him. Anybody can, if anybody that does find this video, please let me know what happened to Celtrix in the comments because, yeah, that was unfortunate. I couldn't, because every time I typed in Batman analog horror, and some of you know what I'm talking about, like it was made last year and it was on some real creepy shit. You know what I'm saying? And now all I get are people's reaction videos to Siltrix's work, and it's like, dude, I don't care about the reactions. I don't give a fuck what everybody else thinks about it. No, I want to see the actual work for myself. And it was a lot more creepier watching that shit yourself. Now, I'm not shitting on the reactioners to that or the reaction content people on that shit. Cascadine, good friend of mine that I've met recently, is he does reaction content. I'm not trying to shit on that. Shout out to Cascadine. Go subscribe to him. But what I am saying though is when it comes to the reaction part, when it comes to reaction, when it comes to looking up Batman analog horror, you're trying to find the original guy who made that original series that was made last year. You know, it's frustrating to see somebody else's shit, especially the reaction shit to it, and they get like a million something views, and this guy's channel is over here blown to fucking shit like an Oppenheimer field test, and he's got like 5 videos. I think he got strike. Strike. I feel like he got struck and his shit got taken down. I don't know. I mean, anything could happen at this point. But yeah. I want to bring him up briefly because he done a very great job. And I mean, I guess you can just type it in, and I mean, his video is still out there in terms of the what you call it, the reaction videos. So ironically, I guess I'm telling you to go watch them shits too. But like I said, I wasn't shitting on the content, the reaction content make creators. It's just like it was frustrating to look up something and then like try to find this one specific channel, and then that channel doesn't pop up. It's somebody else's shit, and then they're reacting to the content that they made. And in some cases, more than not, they get more views. Like that was very frustrating. But yeah, I guess like to close out this point, because I don't know if there's anything else to really talk about. But when again, independent content creators, like just alone, right? Sometimes they struggle just to get their shit up. Okay. Like it's one thing to step out, to try to do your own thing, make your own Marvel and DC, right? Like do your own thing, make your own comic book characters, universe, your own publisher, right? And then it's like, it's hard to get that up off the ground. But then there's also this, like, there's this character already made. He's already here. He's already done. So like people are in charge of him and his stories. They're still making stories on him, but yet there are people that sit back anyway and they're like, you know what? But we can still do more. You know what I mean? And they take the time out of their day. They don't have to take time out their day, take their money, their resources. They ask other people, you pay them with these same resources to put this together for us and for themselves too, because they're also fans. But for us and for other people out there that are just Batman fans, they take that time and I feel like a lot of sacrifices involved. There's no way that there's not. There's a lot of time being sacrificed. Quality time with family and friends, shit like that. Life. You know what I mean? Like they're taking this time to try to make good stories, good content for the Dark Knight. That's nothing if not. That's nothing short of admirable. You know what I mean? Like it sometimes like when I put things like this, like I put myself at a loss of words, and you know I just feel like these guys and gals need to be on the radar for sure. um Again, there's no way that they're not. I feel like that they are, but it's just they should be they should be more popular, I guess, or like they should have the support of DC. Like they should be able to make that step at this point. And I don't know what it is. I'm not saying anything is wrong with what they're doing. I'm not saying it at all. But in my opinion, like when it comes to the people behind these projects, their creative thinking is unappreciated. That's what I would like to say. Their creative thinking is very unappreciated, and it's also overlooked, and it flies under the radar considering other things. You know what I mean? And that's why I say, that's why I like, even though I'm small, again, I have a handful of friends that YouTube calls you guys subscribers, but I'm calling you guys friends. You know what I mean? Handful of friends that essentially, you know, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But basically, even with you guys, like I'm still going to say over and over, show these guys love because of the simple fact that obviously DC isn't, Marvel isn't, and the creative thinking is just going to waste. If you want to know what it means to create, or what good writing is, what good structure of something is, look no further than these two channels, and actually dive deeper in terms of independent creators. So just keep looking up fan films. Like stepping out of the comic book part of the independent content creating. What you call it? I think it's after films or something like that. But there's a lot of horror short films, and they're a lot better than mainstream horror movies that's been coming out. You know what I mean? Like they're a lot better than most of them, especially the ghost ones. And those are the same type of guys. You know what I'm saying? They love horror. They love this. They just love this shit. You know what I'm saying? But the shit that comes out is not good. They obviously come with better scripts. That's why I watch this shit, because there's a better script, and there's not even just that. Logic. Logic is applied. Not everybody's a dumbass. That's the other thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the most important part when it comes to not just filmmaking but storytelling. Your characters can't be fucking stupid. If they are, you have a hindrance in your story, and it's only gonna you're only gonna fail. That's what I'm trying to say. You're only gonna fail. So, I mean, take it how you want it at this point when it comes to that. But at the same time, it's like don't don't let the independent creator, like, even though it might be just a fan film to you, or like, oh, it's just some guy put things. It's not just that. No, it's never just that. This person took time out of their day days and nights, puts, I wouldn't say blood, but they put sweat and tears into this shit to make sure it gets out so people could see it for free, no less. For free. Huh. I mean, in today's day and age, I mean, I'm just saying, when do you see that? When do you see people release 2 hour movies for free? That's all I'm saying. I know it was more, like I like to talk about the shit. It was, I wasn't, I didn't feel like I was all over the place, but I know I was. So yeah, it felt like a little bit of a yat fest, but it's just me trying to show love to the content creators. That's really what this video was about today. So I mean, I don't think, like I said, I don't think there's anything else. So I'm probably gonna end it here. Um, I don't, I can't stress it enough. Go check these guys out. Bat in the Sun, the Bat Feed. What you call it? Check out other fan films as well. I just can't think of their channels and those titles off bat right away. But pretty much your favorite character might have a fan film. Just type it in YouTube. I'm telling you this right now. It might just be better than whatever the fuck is out there right now or nothing at all. And like I said, I'm not even trying to sound like that, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's the God's honest truth. So yeah, what do you think? Have you heard of these guys? Have you heard of Bat and the Sun? Have you watched Batman versus Darth Vader? If you have, what do you think? That shit was fire. I don't care what you say. If you disagree with me, meet me on the fucking rooftop so I can throw you off of it. Nah. And if you have you heard of the Bat Feed? Have you watched the Gotham movies I'm talking about? You know, the Gotham 1919 through 1939. Have you guys seen that shit? If you have, let me know in the comments what you think. If not, go ahead and check them out. You don't got to watch the whole fucking thing because, like I said, this shit's 2 hours 38 minutes. That's a full Marvel Cinematic Universe. So there's that. But whatever's whatever. I mean, but I just check out a little bit, and I think they got some of this shit in segments in the videos too. So just at least like check that out and look at the way they shot it because it's very nice. It's very nice. But I think that'll do it. This is Dark Knight Bigelow. You know who I felt like saying that just now? Hold on, wait. What was that bitch's name? That I just felt like Gail Lewis saying that. I am never doing that again. Never. I'm never doing that again. And I'm keeping this in the video. I don't give a fuck. I almost said signing off too. Holy shit. Sometimes I crack myself up. Y'all probably didn't even find none of this shit funny. I'm sorry. I love you guys though. Anybody that stopped by, I appreciate you. Any support is appreciated. I hope you have a great Sunday. I hope you have a great night. Other than that, I'm gonna see you in Gotham.